It's your boy Juicy Banks, and welcome back to the Pack. And on this episode of the Pack, we're going to be talking about Fibonacci. So, Fibonacci is the tool that after price begins a new trend direction, price will retrace or pull back to a previous level of support or resistance before resuming a trend. So, in a uptrend, your fib levels are used as support to push the market up. And in a downtrend, your fib levels are used as resistance to push the market down. They indicate potential support and resistance levels for the pullback where price could reverse in the direction and continue in the direction of main trend. So, in other words, we're going to start off showing an example of market structure. You have an uptrend, right? So, an uptrend consists of two things, right? An uptrend consists of higher highs and higher lows, right? Your fib is used only when you have a higher low and a higher high to get your next higher low. So in this example, we would place our fib here at our higher low and place our fib here at our higher high to potentially get our next fib level, right? So let's go ahead and take time to explain these fib levels and how price works, right? Let's go to style. So take some time to go ahead and copy the style. Alrighty, I'll give y'all a second. Get that. So meanwhile, we're going ahead and getting this. I'll go ahead and fill you in on some information. 0% and 100% are always going to be based on your trend, right? So in a uptrend, your 100% is at the wick of your higher low, and your 0%, which is your point B of your fib, is at the higher high, the wick of the higher high, and then you're reading the fib based on where the body candle prints and settles at. So in a downtrend, it would work similar to, let's say you have a downtrend, you have your lower low, you have your lower high, and then you have your next lower low, right? The fib is used at your point A, which is going to be your 100% of your fib is going to go at your lower high. Your point B of your fib, which is going to be your lower low, that's going to go here. Then you're expecting a retrace to any one of these color coordinated levels to where price can respect at any one. So in this example, we're going to use 50%. The candle would have to print and settle on this level and then continue trending down, right? So when you're doing fibs, just keep in mind that price can settle on any one of these levels. Keep in mind that it all goes according to market structure. It's going from your previous lower high in a downtrend to your previous lower low to get your next previous lower high. That means that price can come back and respect this level, or 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 respect this level, and then come all the way down. But if it prints past the 100% and closes, that means that it's broken structure, which talks for a structural change. Vice versa for an uptrend. Your point A is at the wick. Let's tweak this a little bit. Sorry. Your point A is at the wick of a higher low. Your point B is at your higher high from wick to wick, and you're reading it where the body of price settles. That means that price from this 0% can come to this area and push up, 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 this area and push up. And once it prints and closes under the 100%, that means that it broke structure, right? So Let's go ahead and clear our charts real quick. Let's remove all the tools. And let's take some time to go over these fib levels, right? So here I have the fibs out, and then let me just click this. Let me double click it, and let's put this to the side so we can go over the fib levels, right? So 23.6, we'll start at there, right? 23.6, you're gonna make it in red, and just listen to the whole thing so I can go ahead and explain. 23.6 is not a market structure level, right? So we're gonna start with 23.6 in the downtrend. When price gets to this level, it's either going to consolidate, which means that it ranges, or it's going to make highs or lows to continue a trend very aggressively. When price is consolidating, make sure that you zoom out one time frame to make sure that the lower highs are being maintained. Right? Then 23.6 in a uptrend is also not a market structure level. When price gets to this level, it's either going to consolidate, ranging between highs or lows, or it's going to continue the trend very fast. Right? Whenever it's consolidating, just make sure you zoom out one time frame higher to make sure that higher lows are still being maintained. Now, the reason why it's red is because if price was supposed to come from here to here and then settle on its 23.6, this is not a market structure level. So the reason why it's red is the color red is warning you that you only want to risk 1 to 2% of this level because it could be aggressive. You're going to make up for it with the pips, right? Now, 38.2. 38.2 is a market structure level, right? 38.2 is a market structure level. It's the most aggressive PRZ level. PRZ stands for price reversal zone. Everything from 38.2 and below all the way to 88.6 are all price reversal zones, right? But 38.2 is basically the strongest. That means when price prints and settles on here, price is supposed to blast off, right? This color is also red because it's a long way down to your previous high or low, and if price respects on this, you only want to risk 1%. Next is 50%. 50% is a market structure level in my book. It means that you're in a balanced market and you want to go ahead and make this yellow, which yellow means that you're risking anywhere from 2 to 4% on this level. And, once price goes, it's going to take its time and go up. Then we have 61.8. 61.8 is the second most aggressive market structure level. And it's also known as in an uptrend, it's known as your floor of your golden zone, which we'll go over later. And when price comes here, it could go up like this, right? Then we have another one that I love, right, which is the 70.50. 70.50 is a market structure level, and it's also known as the third and the last aggressive PRZ level. When price comes to this level, it's the third most aggressive, so put your seatbelt on because it can go like boom too, right? Then we have the 78.6. The 78.6 is a market structure level, and it's the second slowest level. It takes a while, but price can print here and go like this, right? So let me stop for a second. Keep in mind that we have red, yellow, and blue. Now that we're finally into blue. Take notes. At the red, hold on one second there. Let me go ahead and tweak this. We'll make the background red so everybody understands. Red levels, you want to risk anywhere from 1 to 2% on that level, right? Red levels. Let's go ahead and do this again. Let's turn this color into yellow. And yellow levels, you want to risk anywhere from 2 to 4%. Oops, wrong tool. Percent. Yep. Right? Last but not least, these blue levels, which we got blue right down here. Blue levels, you want to risk anywhere from 5%, 5% and higher. Right? So let's talk about the psychology real quick behind these fib levels, right? So keep in mind that we're going to use this uptrend as an example, right? Keep in mind that price can respect at any one of these levels, which means that, again, it could come to the 23.6, try to go up and come down, and respect at 38.2. It could, once it gets to 38.2, it could try to come up and still go down. It doesn't break market structure until it comes back to the 100%. So in other words, it's a long way down. So because of that, you want to, until you build consistency in the markets, you want to be careful. So at all the red levels, risk 1 to 2%. So that way, if it goes against you, you have your stop loss set. Boom, you get out. Boom, you're good to go. Yellow levels, you risk 2 to 4%. Boom, it's still a long way down. You get stopped out, you can recover. Boom, 5%, you're risking at 70.50 to 88.6. You're more closer to your higher low more than anything. So you can be aggressive just because it's a long way up, and then you'll make up for what you lost, basically down here, being the most aggressive, right? And keep in mind, it's closer to market structure. So you want to save the best for last, pretty much, right? So let's get back to the explanation of the fibs. I believe I left off at 70.50, letting you know it's the hidden PRZ. We're talking about 78.6 being the second slowest PRZ, and then 88.6, which is also the last one. This here is the slowest PRZ level, but it is also a market structure level, right? So price can reflect on any one of these levels. So now that we explain fibs, let's go ahead and explain how we, again, draw them. Give me a second. Let me remove these drawing tools. So again, in an uptrend, first thing you need to do is you need to be able to identify your trend, right? So let's talk about it. So your point A of your fib, you're going to start your fib from here, and you're going to drag it to the wick of your higher high, and boom, right? So you have your point A. Let's switch it. Call out tool. Your point A. We'll just put A for short. Your point B. We'll do another one right here. Oops, wrong way. Let me tweak that. Spin that bad boy around. Drag it that way. Let's tweak the text. Boom, right? So your point A and your point B of your fibs should always be from wick to wick. Let me go ahead and give you a downtrend example, right? Bada boom, bada bing, bada boom, bada bing. Right? So again, your point A is going to be at the wick of your lower high. Your point B is going to be the wick of your lower low. And you're drawing and waiting for price to settle on that next level. So in this example, let me mark off these two. This is your B. Oops, made a little mistake there. 1 second. This is your A. And you're just drawing these according to market structure and the trend, right? So you have your point A and you have your point B. Keep in mind that we draw these from wick to wick, and then we read it based on where the body of price settles. That means that a candlestick, where is it? Perfect. That means that a candlestick has to print and settle on this level. If it's a wick, like let's say this line is a wick, if it's a wick, if it's a line like this and it hits that level, that only means that it tested that level. You're looking for the bodies of the candle to print on that level to consider it respecting that fib level. Understood? So now that we went over explaining the trend on how to draw the fibs, we explained on drawing the fibs, and we explained on what each fib level means. Now we're going to go over executing a trade in the live markets with fibs, right? So let's go ahead, and I believe I have a beautiful uptrend here. So let's show you how to take advantage. Very first thing you're going to do, draw your market structure. All right, boom. All right, from here to here, boom, high point, boom, retest, higher, high, boom, came back. All right, little retest, right? Market structure out there. And we have a little bit of market structure out here. And perfect. Alright, skip that retest. Draw this last market structure right here. And let me see. Right here. We got another one right here. Another one right here. Another one right here. And probably not going to use all of this, but just want to show you an example. And boom, right? Perfect. So in this example, we'll start right here. So from this wick, right, your higher low, we're going to stretch it all the way to your higher high. You can see that price printed and settled on the 50%, indicating that's a balanced market. So now let's show you how you could have used this in a future run to go ahead and take your trade, right? So boom, we already had this fib level respected. So let's go down to the lower time frames to show you how you could have got that entry, right? Alrighty, and bada boom, bada bing, right? So again, keep in mind that we base everything off of market structure. Right? So watch this. I will, let me see here. Let me switch it to the path tool. Perfect. We'll use the path tool to draw market structure quickly, just for the sake of the example. Right? Little consolidation right here at 23.6. Bum, 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 bum. Oh, finally broke, retested, and negative 27%, right? So the negative levels above the 0%, like the negative 27, these are all going to be your potential take profit areas, meaning that you could exit your trade at the negative 27 or the negative 61.8, right? Let's go back to the 15 minute to clear up this explanation. So the reason why I took time to draw market structure was so I can show you how the markets work. Keep in mind that you want to buy at your higher lows, right? So watch this. Watch the confluence that we go ahead and have. So after we draw our market structure, we already see that it respected, right? So the very first thing that you want to do is you want to buy off support and you want to sell off resistance, right? In the uptrend, these fib levels are used as support. So let's go ahead and identify the QPs that we go ahead and have for us to take an entry. We have the 500 QP right there. I'm sorry, the 250. We have the 150 QP right there. Let me tweak that so we get that right? So you have your previous support level. And the laws of QPs are this: if it respects a QP as support, instantly going to go to the next level, right? So you're waiting, it wicked out, it respected the fib. So then watch this, right? Right here, you have multiple confluences, right? So you have your fib that you based on your higher time frame, right? You have your point A, which let's backtrack for a second, just so we can line up the confluences. We have our point A, and we also have our point B, right? Now I know you probably have a question. Wait, so why wasn't right here a good point B? Right? Keep in mind that 23.6 is not a market structure level. So you see when price came from here to right here, and it didn't even print or respect on the 23.6. Even if it printed on it, 23.6 is not a market structure level. So once you get that, you're supposed to drag your 0% to your next higher high and then identify trend, which is from here why we came. Hence why we draw market structure. So it's picked up where we left off. We have our point A and our point B. Point A is at the wick of a higher low. Our point B is at the wick of a higher high. We went ahead and had trend be able to be established. Now waiting for our new point C, which is the next higher low that's going to be formed. Going down to the 15-minute, finding back where we left off. We already have our trend. So boom, we have our QP down here that was respected as support. Boom, we have price respecting on this 50%. Literally right here where the 50% is, buyers took over. So once buyers took over, boom, that's an indication that you could have took the trade right here on this 15-minute time frame. This candle printed and closed, letting you know that buyers are in control. Boom, you could have took the trade because it printed on the QP. So let's go ahead and mark this off. All right, we enter right here at this 15-minute candle close. Keep in mind that your stop loss could have been set to be for 20 pips right here, right? And now your 20 pips risk, right? You went instantly into profit. And keep in mind how you maintain your trades is that if it respects a QP as support, it's instantly gonna go to the next one. So you could have used QPs to even help you respect your levels all the way to 0%, right? Keep in mind that if it prints and settles on this, it's supposed to make a higher high. So we've entered, so now we should be going back to our time frame, right? And now that we entered, let's show how we could maximize our entries. Keep in mind, in the uptrend, you want to buy at every higher low, right? So, boom, from here, we have a high point, but we also have another market structure higher low, right? 38.2 is known as the most aggressive market structure level. So let's break out our eclipse. Boom. Price printed and respected on this level. Boom. And now let's show you how you could have took a trade on this one. Going down to the 15-minute as well. Find out where we are within price. And boom, right? So amazing again, right? So your point A, once you're drawing your fibs, every time you redraw your fib, you should be going back to your analyzing time frame and picking up from your last market structure level. So in this scenario, where you have your eclipse, this was your previous market structure higher low, right? So keep in mind, to draw a fib, you need a higher low and a higher high. or a high point, and then once you get your next high or low, you can maintain, right? Watch how I'm going to show you this entry, right? So you can benefit. Back to the 15-minute. So, number one thing you want to do is you want to keep in mind, you want to draw your market structure so that way you're able to see the trend. We can see that we already have it drawn here, right? So keep in mind that this was your previous low point. This is also your low point, right? That you based on your 1 hour. So right here, buyers took control over the market, right? So you're waiting, boom. Also, it respected this QPS support. So let's just say, theoretically speaking, this candle was so aggressive that you missed out, right? Boom. After every bullish engulfing comes a retest. You wait for the retest to happen. Boom, right? Then buyers take over right here. If you missed your entry here because of this candle, for example, you could have waited for buyers to take back over again. And boom, as soon as price closed right here, you already settled above your QP. You could have either took your entry here, or you could take your entry here. So for example, let's just say we caught this as an entry, right? We entered right there in that candle. Your stop loss could have been set for right here, where price respected at. If you took this entry right here, your stop loss could have been set at your previous market structure level, which is over here, hence why I draw them at 8 pips. So if you took this entry right here, 8 pips. If you took this entry right here, 14 pips, right? So we're going to talk with the realistic example. When we took this trade, it respected this QPS support, boom, right? So keep in mind at this moment in time, the 15 minutes closed, so then you're seeing all this happen, right? Hence why I said whenever consolidation happens, you want to zoom out to the higher time frame and make sure higher lows are still being maintained. If you would have zoomed out and you would have waited, you'd have saw that you printed above your previous high, right? Price is still maintaining. So then just patiently wait it out. You patiently waited out. It ended up respecting this QP as support, going off to the next QP. Boom. Ended up respecting this QP as support, going up, came back, retested, and now you're flowing with price. Keep in mind, you only risked 14 pips or 8 pips, depending on your entry. We're going with the second entry right here, right? Which is the safe one. Keep in mind, it respected that QPS support, kept on respecting that QPS support, kept on respecting. So now we have the 250 QP right here, which it also respected as support. And then ultimately you have your 500 QP, right? So you could have rode this trade all the way up here, right? Now potentially you didn't make it, but just about, right? So then you could already intel that it was respecting. As soon as this candle closed right here and sellers took back over the market, you could have entered, you could have exited your trade because it would have been using this QP up here as resistance. And boom, you could have exit out your trade. Keep in mind that you're using QPs to maintain your trade. Not only that, but then watch this. You entered like around right here, right? I'm sorry, we entered like around right here. Keep in mind that we made market structure here and that Fibs is used to project the next move. So remember what I told you, right? Fibs don't own no level of respect. You came right here at this point to your higher high. Fibs just came back and made a retracement to 23.6. So ultimately, if you came back to your analyzing time frame, you could have came to where it smacked, patience. It smacked your 500 QP. You could have either took 100 pips from this move, or you could have took 90 pips from this move, depending on how you did. But just keep in mind that, guys, when you're maintaining your trades, it has to respect QPs going in the direction of trend. and that your fibs are only supposed to be used as confluence for you to take the trade, right? So this was Fibonacci. Thank you so much. Can't wait to see you on the next one, and deuces.